This is the Rich Lieberman Media Pulse. We're here live on YouTube. It is Wednesday. And this is why KNBR, and they're not alone, but specifically KNBR, because they happen to be the flagship radio station for the San Francisco 49ers. And there's a report today by widely respected, acknowledged guy by the name of Mike Florio. Now, Mike Florio is the NFL reporter. He's like the quiz man, the person gives you the insights, and he's very, very well connected, very respected. Mike Florio. He's on the Sunday Night Football. That's the number one television show in America. The Sunday Night Football. You watch it if you're a football fan, and even if you're not a football fan, the NFL, you watch it. It's the number one show on American television, the Sunday Night NBC football game of the week. Matter of fact, saw last week the 49ers snow game in Buffalo, and they got trampled by the Bills. But in any event, Mike Florio comes on pregame show and halftime, and he talks about various trends or scoops, personnel, news regarding the NFL. Well, he also has a website, profootballtalk.com, and that's in conjunction with NBC. They promote that. He promotes, obviously, NBC Sunday Night Football. They work hand in hand. Any event, Mike Florio came on and said that the 49ers, perhaps, and Kyle Shanahan in particular, were probably starting to perhaps have some kind of a, shall we say, exhaustion, and that perhaps the 49ers may be interested in cutting ties. He wasn't specific, but he said, maybe the idea would be floated. And KNBR and their yahoos, the kids that work at that station now, minus the two papas, one a real papa, the other a dad, who got their sons jobs there. They completely poo-pooed this report. And it's not just KNBR, but I'm specifically alluding to KNBR because during the Greg Papa show, he basically lampooned Mike Florio and didn't think anything of it whatsoever. And I'm saying to myself, wouldn't you just ask Kyle Shanahan himself? But nobody at KNBR, matter of fact, their lame brain talk shows, they don't even bring it up because they're so wedded to Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. It would be, God forbid, newsworthy, legitimate sports journalism. You know what? That guy Mike Florio said that perhaps Jed York and or the entire 49ers hierarchy is maybe a little exhaustive of Kyle Shanahan. It's gotten them to the dance several times, but they haven't won the prize. They haven't gone home with the girl, so to speak. And I'm going to add something to all of this. And you heard it here first because you're not going to hear it on KNBR. You might read about it at SF Gate, part of the San Francisco Chronicle, who likes to lift things from yours truly. But there's a guy out there, happens to be the winningest coach, 17 wins away from the winningest coach, guy by the name, and he's won only 7 Super Bowls. And he's out there. And his name is a guy by the name of Bill Belichick, who is looking to come back into coaching, and he will get a job somewhere. And the idea is he wants to go somewhere. Not that they're going to offer him the most money. He's going to get money no matter where he goes. He wants to go, is the theory, to a city, a team that is ready to win, that has the personnel, that has the quarterback, that has various players that are key to going all the way to the dance and winning and ultimately a Super Bowl. I think to myself, what city would that be? Could it be LA? No, they're set already. Could it be New York? Not going to go to any of the New York teams. There's past history. Could he go to Chicago? No, because the Bears are not ready to win yet. They need various personnel and all that. Dallas? Nah. He won't go there because he doesn't want to work, nor would the guy even offer him. He don't want to work for Jerry Jones. What about this team that plays in Santa Clara called the San Francisco 49ers? Do they have the money to pay Parcells? Well, that's not the case, as I already just said. But, oh, yeah, he'd command a fortune. But would Jed York pay him? Well, folks, remember, there's no salary cap for a coach. And Parcells has won 7 Super Bowls. 49ers, last I checked, they have a quarterback. They have receivers. They have linemen. They have various good players, great players in some cases, both the offense, the defense, backfield, line. Oh, yeah, they're flawed. They're flawed. But guess what? That's called life and reality in the NFL. They're about as ready to win a Super Bowl. And Kyle Shanahan, and I'm not knocking Kyle Shanahan, I don't know the guy, whatever, but this is a results-driven business, is the NFL and the teams. You win or you don't win. Super Bowl or bust for some teams, like, yes, the San Francisco 49ers. And Shanahan's been there now. It's going to be the end of the 7th year. It's not like he just showed up. So it's not that. He hasn't taken them. Oh, he has, excuse me, to the dance. He just hasn't taken home the trophy. Well, what team is better prepared right now to go to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, and take home the ultimate prize? And what that team is lacking is a coach that would get them to the promised land and deliver the goods. That is the one and only Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches of all time. And he's almost soon to pass. When he gets his next job, he's probably going to pass the all-time winningest coach in the NFL, Don Shula. And that's what's on his mind. But he wants to go to a franchise that is ready to win. He can't wait to retool and basically stock up and build a team in a few years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. 49ers are still in that window. It's the West Coast. They play in a great stadium. They have the name, the recognition, all of that. They have the ownership. They have all of the following. And folks, if you think my idea is crazy about going after Bill Belichick, there have been moves by teams. There could be a trade. There have been NFL coaches that have been traded. Look what happened with the Raiders years ago when Tampa Bay really wanted John Gruden. So they gave the Raiders, at that time, the Oakland Raiders, gave him $8 million in cash, gave him a whole bunch of number 1 draft picks, and soon Tampa Bay, as a matter of fact, they won the Super Bowl. After that, Tampa Bay had John Gruden. So it's not some idea on foreign turf or out of this world. But the main thing about that, not just Belichick, the fact of the matter is, why have not the San Francisco Bay Area sports media, why is that question not put to Kyle Shanahan himself? Hey, Kyle, I'm just going to make up something here right off the top of my head. Like one of the insiders, Matt Mayoko, a supposed insider. Matt, why couldn't you ask Kyle Shanahan himself at a Kyle, Mike Florio said today or recently that perhaps you and the 49ers have reached kind of an exhaustion moment, and that perhaps 49ers, Jed York, the owner, might be ready to part company, something like that. But yet he doesn't ask that question. He, Matt Mayoko, or the guy that covers the team for the San Francisco Chronicle, Eric Branch, or any of the other Neanderthals who are basically fanboy, never ask that question. KNBR, the flagship, and Greg Pop, instead of poo-pooing and making fun of the report that Mike Florio, who's, again, put out some interesting news. And he's well regarded as Mike Florio. He doesn't just come out and say things. Oh, yeah, there have been times when he's floated, trial balloons and things of that nature. But, this is not rocket science. This is not brain surgery. But Mike Florio, my point is a very well-respected football NFL journalist. And the fact that the 49ers press corps, namely, and KNBR, but namely their various insiders, haven't even broached the subject and offered potential signing, perhaps, stories with a guy by the name of Belichick, well, that's just plain sad. That is just plain poor journalism, and it's a joke. And now I've floated it and watch for whatever takes place. I'd welcome it. I'd welcome it. You know why, folks? Because it's a legitimate thing to think about. And I'm glad at least Mike Florio put it out in the open. Without mentioning Belichick, I added Belichick. Bill Belichick. Yeah, that guy. One of the most successful coaches ever. Thanks a lot.